Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Dunkerque. We are now on the 6th of February. We've played, I think, 5 games since the last episode. 1 in the Cup, 3 in the League, and then another one in the Cup. Spoiler alert, we got through against Metz. But before we go through the fixtures that have taken place, the transfer window has opened and closed, and we have made a number of signings. Nobody has left the club, partially because nobody actually wanted to sign any of our players. First in through the door on a free transfer is Lucas Toussaint, who is a 23-year-old French central defender, 3-star, current ability, 4-star potential ability. I think he's really good. I've signed him as the long-term replacement for Jeremy Heisman. Jeremy Heisman, I think, is 31, 32 years old now. He's only really got another season. Maybe at the end of this season, that's him done. I think Lucas Toussaint, maybe? I don't know, we'll work that out as time goes on. I think he will probably replace Jeremy. Next up is a player who was brought in to bring some competition to that defensive midfield role, and it is Omanouk Mafulu, maybe. He has signed on a free transfer previously at Red Star. I think he actually played some games for Red Star this season, and then they released him. Yeah, he played one game in League 2. Sorry, that was last season. He played a game in League 2, released him at the end of the season. He'd never turned up on any of my radars until now. But Omanouk Mfula has joined the club. So far, he's played one game for us off the bench. He's probably going to he'll be a bench player for now, but as time goes on, him and Baboy Traore are going to probably be fighting it out for that defensive midfield position. Jules Mendy is somewhat of a fringe player. He's come in on a free transfer. Everyone's come in on a free transfer. He is getting paid £475 a week, which is reasonably steep. 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. I did go heavy on buying defensive players in this transfer window. I don't really know why, because I think defensively we're actually okay at the moment. We're struggling to score goals. But Jules Mendy is in. He doesn't really like me too much, and I don't really know why. Another defensive player to join the club is Adil Azbagou, who is a Moroccan left-back who can also play as a central defender or a left winger. He will never play as a central defender, and as you know, we don't play wingers. He has been brought in to bring some competition to Giovanni Chihuahua. Chihuahua is on superb form, and hopefully Adil Azbagou is never going to play for us this season because Chihuahua just keeps that form up. If we do need to bring in Azbagou, he's a good little player. 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, only £300 a week, which isn't a huge amount of money. Natural complete wing-back as well. I came to the conclusion that Joan Hartook is probably not going to be here beyond the end of this season. He might be here another year, but he's getting on a bit, so we needed to bring in a backup goalkeeper. Maxime Maurin is that guy. He's only 19 years old. He is French, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. Might never actually get round to actually using him, but I think he looks like a decent young player. Another Maxime and another defender. It is Maxime Wackers, a 22-year-old French central defender, formerly of Lille. Been there since 2014. Again, he's another player. He looks quite good. I think he's probably not as good as I was hoping. Technically, he's got all the right stats for a central defender. 14 heading, 12 marking, 11 tackling. Doesn't sound particularly high, but for this level of football, that is quite good. Mentally, he's not awful as well. Physically, he's not awful. He's just generally, the best way to describe Maxime Wackers, he's not awful. Now, this player, Abdoulaye Sai, technically did play for us. I signed him on a non-contract basis and realised he wasn't very good, so we just immediately released him. But I thought I'd mention him. He's now signed for Bologna, who are clearly just down the road from us. The final player to join the club has joined in on loan from Ipswich. It is Alan Viral. Probably not how it's pronounced, but I set my director of football up, particularly at lower levels of football. I always set my director of football up to just make offers for people. They made an offer for this guy. We're paying £150 a week for his wages, which actually is nothing compared to some of the other players we've got. He's 18 years old. He's 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, which we'll never see because he's not going to be sticking around with us any more than beyond the end of the season. But he is going to be a good little player for us, yet to kick a ball because he's only just signed 4 days ago and we haven't played a match since we've signed him. So yeah, that is our transfer intake for January. Like I said, nobody left the club. I think I might have tried to shift a few people on. No one's really gone anywhere. There was a player I tried to buy a long time ago from that French Guyanan side. Didn't sign him in the end. I looked at him and realised he's not very good, is he? So I cancelled that deal just in case you were wondering. Fixtures then, or results should I say. First up, on the 5th of January up against Metz at home in the French Cup in the 9th round. We win 2-0. Babatori and Alexis Alagu with both the goals for us. We were the better side, although they did have a lot more chances on goal. It doesn't matter, the chances we had, we made them count, and we went through to the next round. Back in the league then, and up against Tours away from home, we win this one 2-1. Andy Faustin opens the scoring after just 5 minutes. Sambu Sissoko equalises on the 70th minute mark, and I thought it was going to stay that way until on the 87th minute, Alexis Alagu scores and gives us 3 points and a lovely victory away from home. And then we made up for the defeat against Lyon Duchère last time round, a 5-4 defeat in the 96th minute or whenever it was they scored their winner. Andy Faustin with the only goal of the game on the half an hour mark. Boubacar Sylla picks up an injury as well. I don't think he's out for too long, but we dominated Lyon Duchère this time round. The guy who scored both the goals that basically beat us last time, Attic, was awful. We didn't see him at all. He got subbed in the 88th minute, and it's once again, it is 3 valuable points for us. Then up against Fréjus Saint-Raphael, the team that we beat. I think we beat them 1-0, or maybe we drew 1-1 with them last time we played them. A team that have just been promoted into this league. We end up winning this one thanks to Kevin and Zuzi Mata. There was Kevin Diaz gets himself sent off for Fréjus Saint-Raphael in the 64th minute. Kevin and Zuzi Mata, suddenly, I don't know whether he realised we might be buying some players in January. He suddenly started to play football again, so Nzuzi Mata opens a scoring. Next match is the French Cup in the 10th round, 11th round, 10th round, something like that. And something a bit special happened. So we managed to beat Lorient, a team, arguably they're not that great. They're not one of the better sides that we could have drawn. This was the round where PSGs and that lot came in, so there were a lot bigger opposition to pick. But we were away from home, and we managed to beat them 1-0 thanks to Kevin and Zuzi Mata. Joan Hartock picking up the Man of the Match award as well. Superb performance from the team all round. When that Nzuzi Mata goal went in, I contemplated going to Contain, because I thought, you know what? We need money. Cup competitions is a great way to keep earning money. We managed to hold on until the end of the game, going through. We've now set up an 11th round tie against Guillaume, who are a Ligue 1 side. I was desperately hoping for either a really easy match or a really difficult match against a big side. We kind of got a difficult match against a smallish side. That is going to be taking place in the next episode, I suspect, because it's going to happen on the 3rd of March. Today, 2 matches that are apparently both on TV. Do we get money? We don't get any money, even though it's on TV. Against Granville, who are 6th place in the table, doing very, very well for themselves, and against our local rivals, Bologna, who are down in 11th place. Currently then, we are sat 2nd place in the table, 10 points off of undefeated Concarneau. We are still a fair distance, 8 points clear of Chambly. Things are looking good for us. I'm thinking if we can keep this form up, we haven't lost, apart from the Concarneau game, we haven't lost in a very long time. So if we can keep this going through February, through March, till the end of the season, we will be going up and we'll be playing in Ligue 2 next season, which does come with some complications, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Oh my word, it has finally happened. Concarneau have finally lost the game. Myriam Gignac with the win. 81 minutes it took for them to open the scoring. Abdoulaye Diallo, I'm still not holding out much hope. We are still a long, long way behind Concarneau. And obviously, like I said, we've lost to them now twice, so they've in theory got the goal difference advantage on us as well. We haven't kicked off our match yet, even though it's supposed to start only 30 minutes after the other ones. We already know the results. I don't understand that. Anyway, Granville are our opponents. They are now down in 7th place in the table. If we win, we'll be on 48 points. 7 points behind Concarneau. We could close the gap. It's the first time in a very long time that we could actually close the gap on the team leading the table. I've also just seen Chambly lost. So it means that we can extend our lead over 3rd place. We have to win this game. The starting lineup we are going to go for then. In goal will be Joan Hartock. Maraval managed to pick himself up an injury on the 3rd of January, which has basically meant he's been out for 5 to 6 weeks, I think it was. So he's back on the bench. He's not really ready to play yet, so Hartock will keep his place in goal. Back 4 is the usual suspects: Boubacar Sylla, Babatori, Jeremy Heitman, and Giovanni Chuacha. The midfield is Baboy Traore, Herbert, Johnny Bewley, and Alexis Alagu. Bewley has forced himself into the starting 11. Eric Tybee, so far, doesn't care too much, although I wouldn't be surprised if we get a message from him shortly saying he's annoyed he's not playing football. Kevin Nzuzi-Mata, also another one of those players that has forced himself into the starting 11, is going to be playing alongside Andy Faustin on the bench. Alan Viral, I assume it's probably not Viral, it's probably Viral. He's going to be on the bench, he's going to be getting a squad number about now. So we don't have any good squad numbers available. We can go number 50, but I feel like that's a bit ridiculous. We're going to go number 3. Alan, you're now number 3. Lots and lots of teams play 4-4-2, I've realised in this division. I don't know whether that's something that they did last season, but I've only just worked that out. 15 minutes in, there's been one shot, and it wasn't highlight worthy. So far, this game, not particularly exciting, is it? Traore with a free kick for us after 25. He's clipped at the top of the bar, but it goes over. That's probably going to be the only highlight of the first half, isn't it? It's going to go in at half-time 0-0. Yep, cracking match of football this has been. Right, somebody needs to get shouted at. Passionately, we've been the better team. No, this is... Keep it going. Assertive. What can I say? I want to say we've been the better team. No, I want to say you're playing badly, but I don't want to be aggressive. Like, aggressive is I'm not happy. I want to be passionately but not happy. For some reason, I said we've been the better team here. Just keep doing what you're doing. No one cared. This is why I always get the assistant to do the team talk, because I'm just awful at them. It looks like we've been a bit better in the second half, but we're not actually getting any chances. Becker with a throw. Chubani back to Becker. Forward to Lopez in the area. And Huysman's going to get himself sent off, and he's given away a penalty. Well, balls. He hasn't been sent off. Okay, Hartuk against Juper, and Joan Hartuk, you bloody hero, keeps us in the game. We need to do some subs. We need to change something up. Viral is going to come on for Nzuzi-Mata. Sure, we'll do that. Do we do anything else? I mean, no one else is playing badly. Johnny Bewley maybe can come off. We'll do that. We've still got plenty of time to get a couple of goals in this. I say a couple. Like, I don't want 1-0 wins, I want 2-0s. Faustin with the ball to Alagu. Alagu back to Traore. Forward, Tai B. Tai B goes for goal. He's forced a save out of the keeper. No, he hasn't. He's clipped the top of the bar. Show some passion. We've got 15 minutes left to play. They're saying Chuacha is shattered. I think you're probably right. Udart is going to come on for Chuacha. We've thrown all the dice. We're not going to get anything from this. We're going to draw 0-0. This is an awful result. 20 seconds left to play, and this is a shocking result. I don't know whether that's just me overreacting, but this is not a very good result. At home, to a team that have just been promoted, we are on an undefeated run. We've been on a very good undefeated run previously as well, and we're going to go and draw 0-0 with this just awful team. Right, aggressive team talk time. That is the sort of match we should be winning. Lots of people did listen. So the one time Concarneau drop points and lose a game, we also drop points. Yes, we closed the gap by 1. 1 is not enough. We should have closed that by 2 more points. To be honest, I don't think we're going to catch Concarneau. We just need to make sure Chambly, Red Star, Ententa, Le Mans and Granville don't catch us up either. Match number 2 of the episode then, up against local rivals Bologna. It looks like Concarneau have returned back to winning ways with a 4-1 victory. Ententa have moved up into 3rd place, beating Red Star. Chambly drawing 0-0 with Le Mans. We're still 8 points clear. I would like to go a little bit further clear if we can. So, up against Bologna, we are easily favourites to do this, but they have beaten us before. The starting lineup we're going to go for then in goal will be Joan Hartuk. The back 4 will be Boubacar Sylla, Babatori, Lucas Toussaint and Giovanni Chuacha. I don't know how to say his name. I might just call him Lucas. It's Toussaint? Toussaint or Toussaint? I'm going to say Toussaint because it's French. That makes a lot more sense to me. But Boy Traore will be the defensive midfielder with Herbert and Jonathan Bewley just in front of him, with Alexis Alagu as the advanced playmaker. Alan Viral maybe, will be making his first start for the club alongside Andy Faustin. Huysman has dropped to the bench along with Nzuzi-Mata. Huysman didn't really have a good game in the last one, and if you can see, the last 5 games for most people, reasonably high. I mean, there's some here, midfield Bewley, not great. We don't really have too many other options. Maybe we do, hold on. Brunel is back, but he's not match fit. He's returned from his broken ankle, so maybe at some point Brunel needs to be reintroduced back into the first team. But yeah, we don't really have too many options as a box-to-box midfielder. Huysman, we've got plenty of options at centre-back. Like I said earlier, Lucas Toussaint is probably going to be the one to take over Jeremy Huysman once Huysman gets a little bit too old. How old is he now? How old are you? 31. He's 31. He'll be 32 in November. Identical formations then between Dunkerque and Bologna. That is interesting. Riffy Mandanda still in goal for Bologna. He's a very good keeper for this level of football, I believe. I don't know. I mean, I kind of expect him to be like his brother, Steve Mandanda, who actually is a very good goalkeeper. I assume Riffy's probably not terrible. Corner for Alagout to take after just 10 minutes. It's cleared. Herbert is going to get... It's actually not Herbert, it's Hebert. I always thought it was Herbert. It's Hebert. Traore with the ball. Toussaint. Toussaint to Traore again. Silla on the right-hand side. Runs into the space. He's got crosses in. Faustin is there on the head. It is just wide of the post. I've just seen his name is Hebert. I've always called him Herbert. Toussaint with the ball upfield to Chuacha on the left-hand side. Crosses in. Takes a deflection. Hebert with the ball. Silla forward. Plays it across to Andy Faustin. Curls it and hits it just wide of the post. Calling him Hebert is really confusing me. Well, we've had a little bit of a bright spell, but nothing really has happened in this game. 7 shots each. We've now had 8, 2 on target each. Looks like it's going to be a 0-0 at half-time again. I need this to stop happening. I really do need us to stop being just terrible at football and actually start scoring some goals. I'm far from pleased. Everyone looked fired up. We're sticking with that 11 for the moment. Hold on, first highlight of the second half. Mandanda can manage to clear it. This is going on for quite a while, so I don't know whether we're going to get a proper highlight at the end of it. Chuacha runs down the left, forward, tries to find Faustin in the area. He does, across to Viral, and Alan Viral, after 45 minutes and 40 seconds, gets his first goal for the club against Bologna. We are 1-0 up. Good, finally. We are now further away from second place than we are from third place, than we are from first. That is great, great news. Alagout with a free kick crosses in. Torres there on the head is over the bar. We're starting to get some chances against Bologna by the looks of it. 60 minutes in, Silla has picked up an injury, so Calant is going to come on. I don't know what it is. It seems reasonably bad. It's a potential thigh injury. Johnny Bewley, awful at the moment, so we're going to bring on Heisman. We're going to do this. Heisman is going to play as a defence midfielder. We're going to move people around. I mean, this just... Is your name Hebert? Is Hebert anyway? It is actually Hebert. That's your real name. I'm really sorry. Bologna with the ball on the 63rd minute. Over the top, Mayella with the ball. Runs 1-on-1 with the keeper. Hartok makes the save, but it's going to be a corner. Corner to come in from number 10. I'm not even going to try and say his name. To the 6-yard box, but Torre clears it. Madahoma. Mayella with the ball. Back to Dile. Mayella again, Dile again with the ball. We're forcing them back. Good, nothing happens from it. Corner, not a corner, free kick, hits the wall, cross back in, and it is 1-1. Rayan Frikesh, maybe, with the equalising goal. To be honest, they've been much better for the last, 15-20 minutes. They've had a lot more shots, a lot more highlights. We need to give them a show some passion, please, if we can. We've got 10 minutes to play. 5 minutes to play. We need to do a change, and I don't know what. Baboy Traore is playing badly, but he's kind of out of position. I don't really... Faustin off for Nzuzi Mata. Maybe we need big Kev. I don't think he's big, but we need Kevin to come on and nick a goal in the last minute. It's not going to happen. We're going to draw 2 in a row. Torre with a throw-on, but we're on 95. I don't think this is an actual highlight. Neves kicks the ball off the pitch. The full-time whistle goes, and that, once again, is a terrible result. The second half of the season is kicking in. This is what happens every single time. First half of the season, amazing. Second half, we just stopped scoring goals. That's what's happened here. If you look, we have now scored, let's ignore January, but this month, in 3 games, we've scored twice. And we didn't score against Granville, a team that got promoted. And then we've only scored 1 against Bologna, a team who were 11th place. I think they're now slightly higher than that. But it's not really going too well at the moment. Silla is out for 5 to 6 days. Okay, that's not terrible. We've maintained an unbeaten run. 2 draws against terrible teams isn't good, but they've kind of given me a point there, as in we didn't lose. We haven't lost the games. We've just not won them. And maybe I'm expecting too much. Has this changed? Does this change the season preview? We're still expected to finish 4th. That was kind of the original estimate for them. So we are performing above average at the moment. That is going to do it then for this episode of Football Manager 2019. Next episode, what we are probably going to do is we're going to do Guillaume and we're going to do Fleury. So we're going to have a little bit of a special episode. We might even have the youth intake as well come in and around that time. So like I did last season, I will probably do an extra episode or whatever I've called them to kind of focusing on the youth players. I'm not going to spend an entire episode of the main series in speech marks that you couldn't see me do. I'm not going to spend an entire episode just going through the youth players, so we'll have a little separate video for that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2019. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.